Welcome to Lit Happens, Saskatchewan's showcase of the literary talent of the province. This will be one of our more romantic episodes of Lit Happens. We've got a blossoming romance writer on the set today, and I'm really pleased to welcome Selina Elliot. Selina, welcome to Lit Happens.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited.
I'm excited too, because you and I have been in each other's lives for a few years now.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to make this happen for
Yes, we
so
have.
long. But you're here, and we're going to talk about you and your books, and I guess that's a segue into what I really want to know.
Okay.
I want a little bit of a backstory about you, because romance writing is quite an undertaking. I think a lot bigger than a lot of people realize. How did this all happen? How did it come about?
You know, I looked at what my interests are. So when it comes to novels, movies, everything like that, I look at what draws my attention. And Hollywood action films and romantic comedies are my top favorite picks.
Yeah.
So I knew I should write something along those lines. And I started writing romance and really fell in love with the genre. It's absolutely, for me, just the best to write.
Yeah.
I have the most fun doing it.
Yeah. Now, like a lot of writers in Saskatchewan and all of Canada, you work a day job. And you and I were just talking about this prior to taping.
Right.
What's a day like for you these days? You're working a full-time career, and you're writing, and you're also marketing your books. How's this all going?
You know, it's going really well. I'm having so much fun doing it, but I've burnt out recently.
It happens.
I'll be honest.
We've talked about burnout quite a bit on this show.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, you work that 8 hours, and I chose a career or job that I could work 8 hours and no overtime.
Yes.
So that worked out really well. But then I get home and I have my sister's support, which is amazing. So she's finding me different contests to enter. And so I make time to get those done. But then you want to get your writing done, and then you want to get your marketing done. And you know, you put in 16, 18 hours a day, you burn out pretty quick.
Yes, actually, a lot of authors we've had on It Happens tell me that they spend just as much time flogging their books as writing them. Which
You do.
I think is really interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If nobody knows your name, if nobody knows you're available, your books
That's
are
right.
available, then you'll never sell anything.
You have to question why you wrote them.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So talking about your books, how about an overview? Give us a rundown of the premise of each of the titles.
Sure. Well, Stefano Dementia, which you're holding right there, is
Yeah.
more of the action, adventure, Hollywood drama, or not drama, action films, you know,
Nice.
explosions and
Wow.
and terrorism, and just a lot of fun for me to write. It was scary at times as well, but
Yeah.
it follows 3 girls starting in Saskatoon. I had to list my hometown.
Yes, you
I
gotta
had to
love
give
it.
us a little nod.
Yeah.
And they start in Saskatoon, and they go to Europe for this grand adventure, and they end up getting kidnapped by terrorists on the train, which the
Wow.
picture you see on the front. So it's following their story, their plight through all of this, and it also really follows Rebecca Dawson, who is my main character, and it's her struggle to come to grips with herself and her flaws in her character. They become more pronounced as you're going through some of these trials.
Nice. So it's
Yeah.
like a lot of novels, you dig a little deeper and there's a whole other underlying.
Exactly,
Yes.
because nobody's perfect, right?
Yeah.
And I've discovered a few flaws on myself.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. So I really wanted to get real with Rebecca and just show that she's not perfect, but she is
Yeah.
a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And your other title?
And Obsession,
Yeah.
yes, that's more my historical romance. And it was the most fun I had writing. It was also the most difficult. I really wanted to develop the characters, and I don't know a single pirate in real life. So I had a bit of a hard time trying to figure out what my pirate would do, Trey. And Tessa was a former noble woman, and she was stripped of her title and reduced to a slave based on a choice that she made in life. And so it follows her struggle as well, and Trey's to come to grips with finding revenge.
Yeah.
And it was a little difficult getting the characters down right, but I think I nailed it.
Nice.
I'm getting good response back from it.
Actually, that was my next question. What's the feedback been?
It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes. People are loving Obsession. They thought it was a great one to just really roll out with, and They had a wonderful time reading it.
Yeah.
And they said they wanted more. I don't know yet if I'll make another one,
Right.
but we'll see.
Right.
And then for Stefano, I mean, it's a slightly different genre, so it's a little bit different. So I think people were a little surprised by that. But the feedback from Stefano, pardon me, is even better than Obsession. They're really loving it.
Nice.
They said it was a roller coaster the whole way through. You're just on the edge of your seat. So really
Nice.
good responses back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, one thing I wanted to get out was you have addressed the very popular Shauna Foster Book Club in Saskatoon, as I have, and
Yes.
I dare say maybe the biggest book club in Saskatchewan. It's
I believe it
huge.
is. Yes, it
Yes.
is.
What's that like for you to speak about your craft with such a large group?
You know going in that people are going to be nice because you're there. So
Yeah.
you kind of realize people are not going to cut you down.
Yeah.
But with a little encouragement, I actually got some, well, it was positive feedback, but it was things that they would like to see changed.
Interesting.
So I think that's one of the most important things for a writer is
Yeah.
learning where your readers want more of or less of or whatever.
Yeah.
And but Shauna's book club was amazing. Everyone's really supportive,
Yes.
as you know.
Yes,
and Shauna's
it's-
a doll. And
Oh yeah, the energy in that room
Energy,
on the
yes.
book club meetings is just out of this world.
Oh, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I would strongly recommend any Saskatchewan writer who's put out a book. You should definitely contact
Yeah.
Shauna.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Cool. Now we're running out of time, but I could see you have a lot of creativity inside of you. I'd like to know what's in the back burner for you. What does the future hold for Selina?
Well, I'm hoping to eventually or soon make the transition to full-time writer.
Yeah.
So I mean that's where this year's focus is really getting my name out there and making that a possibility.
Yeah.
But I think it's 9 works on the go right now.
Oh
that
my
I'm
goodness.
tinkering away at.
Wow.
Yes, one of them's nearly done, and several of them are halfway through.
Wow.
So
Well, I wish you all the best of that.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, before we go, I'd like to just get out there. Where in Saskatchewan can viewers find your books?
Absolutely. Right now, both Obsession and Stefano are available at McNally Robinson here in Saskatoon, and I'm looking at other bookstores around Saskatchewan
Yeah.
to get my books into, but nothing's solidified yet.
Yeah.
So McNally for sure, and you can also get my books at authorhouse.com, so you
Yeah.
can order them in online.
Yeah. Ebooks?
Ebooks are available as well
Nice.
for both.
Yes. And
Yes.
I believe you also have your own updated website.
I do, yes. SelinaElliot.com. Nice
Yes.
and easy.
Yes. And if all that fails, I also happen to know you're on Facebook and social media.
Absolutely.
Like all the rest
Yes, I
of us, so.
recently started Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
That's a lot of writers are
It's interesting.
progressing from
isn't it?
Facebook to Twitter, so
Very
that's
much,
interesting.
yes.
Yes. Well, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy world to just come down here today to Mint, where we're taping, which is just a
Beautiful.
breathtakingly
Isn't it
beautiful
though?
store on Broadway.
I might spend money.
Yes. Yeah, I was really glad we could get you here today.
I'm really glad you did this.
Yes.
Thank
so
you.
we'll get you on again.
Perfect. I would love that.
Cool. That's all the time we have today for Lit Happens. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can see previous segments on the Shaw TV website or on my website, westfunk.ca. And you can connect with us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. So we'll see you next time on Lit Happens.